Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to another live session tonight. This is RPR Monday nights. This is the final race of the season and we are at Qatar round 12. I'm your commentator RRL Cairo, and let's see what we are going to be up to tonight. Hoping for some fantastic racing as we always get in this session. So as you already know, Johnny Stokes has won the title. There was some amazing racing and battling up and down last week at Portimao. So we are going to be looking for hopefully the same tonight around Qatar. Qatar is a fast flowing track, so there's a lot of fast corners, so guaranteed there is going to be a lot of overtaking. There is also a short qualifying which we are in at and starting at the moment, and then after the short qualifying session there is going to be a sprint race in the next 15 minutes or so after the short qualifying session is done. So Cherry's the first one out, then we have Alex Krong also out as well, Cameron is also out, Ares is also out, and Freddie's out as well, and also Johnny's just come out as well. Stewie's on his way out as well by the looks of it. So where do we start from? So like I said, Cherry's going to be the first driver to set the penultimate lap for everybody to chase down. So we're also going to see who can be quickest as Cherry starts his first flying lap then in this session. So I did, like I said last week, there was a lot of fighting, a lot of overtaking, few incidents with a couple of drivers, but nothing major to really happen or go off. So we did see Johnny Stokes did start from the back. He did manage to bring himself to the, I think it was top 4. Scotty as well, top 3. So yeah, it could be anybody's race tonight with how things have been going, with it being the final race of the season as well. It can be anybody's. So Cherry comes around the last corner, DRS wide open. Over the line with a 122.9. So great lap there from Cherry. Ares was a 122.3. who's going to be our next drive over the line. Let's have a look. So that guy Alex looks to be the one that's going to be next over the line. P3 for Alex with the 122.9 as well. Freddie with the 121.9. So first driver into the 121s. Mr. Johnny Stokes. Let's have a look at Johnny, see what Johnny can do. It's quite everybody's mostly out. Johnny into the 120s with a 120.7. Stewie now takes the lead with a 120.5. So great lap there by Stewie. Scotty just starting his lap as well. Cam's invalidated, so we'll go around. What about Jack? Let's have a look. As Lice comes over the line into third with a 121.1. Mrs. Carl. See how she does. Up to P8 with a 124.3. Maybe, I don't know, she got caught in traffic, but we'll soon find out and see what happens. There is a yellow flag in sector. I think that's Freddie just slowing down. Johnny's on a slow lap. A few drivers are on a slow lap as well. Scotty's invalidated. Cam's invalidated again as well. So a few drivers at the moment running a little bit wide, but it's Qatar. There is a few corners maybe you might get away with, but there's going to be, I think there'll be some interesting lines from a few drivers, so we'll have to wait and see. Freddie is opting to go again. Just stick the lap delta up for now. Mrs. Carl pops herself up to P6 with a 122.3. Nice lap there from Mrs. Carl. So we've only got Freddie and Mrs. Carl out at the moment. So let's watch Freddie, see how he does. He's a 10th up currently at the moment. So we'll see how things go for Freddie. Like I say, there's going to be a few interesting lines going off, but we'll see. Again, a couple of drivers coming out again as well. Freddie with a 121.8. Nice lap there by Freddie. Mrs. Carl's on a slow lap. Cherry's on his out lap as well. A-Rez is on that lap as well. Mrs. Carl is gonna go again. So another run for Mrs. Carl, so we'll keep an eye on the times. I think Freddie is on Freddie's on a cool down lap as well. ARS has switched off. A-Rez is on his way around. Scott is on his way around as well. Cam on an out lap 2. So Let's ride off board with A-Res in the Mercedes. We'll see what sort of lap time they can also pull out as well, if there will be any changes. Roughly 4 drivers to also set their laps as well. Johnny's on his way back out too. GCC just about to start their lap as well. And Frenzy's not come out yet. Cam's invalidated again. But it happens. It does happen. Lattice is on his way back out as well. Freddie's invalidated. Mr. Cole's in the pits. A-Res comes round the final corner. Up with the DRS over the line. 122.1 for A-Res. Scotty up to P5 with a 121.9. Great lap there by Scotty. How's Cam doing? Let's have a look at Cam again. Gets on the power nice and then early there out that corner. Yellow flag in sector 3, not really going to hamper anyone, I don't think. Particularly do like the sector 3 section. It's pretty full throttle to the max. Near enough. Oh, his camera's a little bit deep there. Oh, a little bit wide there. Second to last corner for Cam. Mrs. Carl back out as well. Fresh sets of tyres. Cherry is on a, looks to be on a run but doesn't have his ARS going. I think they will be on a cool down sort of run and then we'll maybe pick up the pace after. GCC up to P6 with a 121.9 as well. Whoa! A little bit of a jump of the curb there from GCC. Freddie's coming into the pits. Lice is a few thousandths up. Now 4 tenths up on his time. Whoa, nice round through the sweeping. Right-handed through the hairpin. Power down to the max. DRS wide open. Over the line. Up to P1 with a 120.4. Let's have a look at Mrs. Carl, see how she's doing as well. So 3 tenths up at the moment on the time. Cam's also come back out again. Frenzy hasn't come out yet either. So we'll see if, I think Frenzy might end up starting at the back. But we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Mrs. Carl, purple sector 2. Nice, using as much as the curve as possible around the hairpin. DRS wide open, sticking to the left. of the straightaway. Mrs. Carl up to P4 with a 120.6, 121.6. So nice lap there by Mrs. Carl. Cam on his out lap. Does effectively have the track currently to himself. Just under 3 minutes to go. That guy Alex is on his way back out as well. Do you see, I think, is that the Alpine? Yes, it's the Alpine of Cherry, I believe. It is, so Cherry's on his way back out again as well. The other Mercedes of Ares is also on their way out too. Oh no! Mrs. Cole been disqualified for driving the wrong way? That is so unfair on what the game does. That is really so unfair. Oh, it's Cam again. Does invalidate, but will they get enough time again? Got plenty of time to get another lap in. So Frenzy's not out, so a few other drivers Cherry started as well. Ares is just about to start. Scotty, basically everybody's out. There's someone taking out the styrofoam. Brake markers there. So a fair few drivers coming out then. Cherry has come up into a bit of the traffic as well. Does have the Red Bull in front. So 40 seconds to go. Can or will Cam make it? 25 seconds left to go. Cam opts to go into the pits. So this is going to be Scotty. Well, Scotty was already over the line. Oh, this game is so unfair. This game is terrible. So Freddie's up on Johnny Stokes, comes into the pits. Oh, Stewie just runs that a little bit wide over the line there. See how Freddie's getting on. Freddie's up 4 attempts at the moment. Doing pretty well. Freddie's at the moment. Freddie comes round the last corner. DRS wide open. All the way down. And 21-1 for Freddie. Keeps me in 4th place. Lattice with a 120.2. So that is your short qualifying over. We will get into the results in a moment, but that is your starting order as we see. For the sprint race, and I do believe it is only the top 8 that will get switched around depending on what happens. So Lattice P1, Stewie P2, Johnny Stokes P3, Freddie P4, Scotty P5 just misses out coming over the line, GCC in 6th, Ares 7th, Cherry 8th, Alex in 9th, Frenzy in 10th, Cam in 11th, and Mrs. Carl in 12th, getting disqualified for apparently driving the wrong way according to the game. So we will see what goes off and what happens. In this 10-lap sprint race. In Qatar. Oh, this is going to be so fun. So we're just waiting for the drivers to maybe see what strategies they will be on. So here we go then for the formation lap. Don't need that on. Let's get position changes up. Let's have a quick look. So quite a few people on mediums. Mrs. Carl on the hard tyre. Cherry, Freddie and Cam are on the softer compound of tyre. So then, here we go then. Formation lap looked pretty clean. Just wait for the drivers to line up. And we will get underway. So then, and here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights are out, and we are underway. And it looks like Freddie did get a good start. Got a brilliant start by Freddie. Oh, contact already. Freddie is out of the race. Going into turn 1, Freddie gets a really good start off the line. A little bit of contact between Stewie as well. Scotty up 3 places already. Alex up 5, Cam up 6, Cherry up 2, Mrs. Cole up 4, Frenzy up 1. But GCC and Stewie are the drivers that miss out. Down to 9 places for Stewie and 4 places for GCC. So, virtual safety car out at the moment for the first lap of the race. And we are back underway racing again. So Scotty looking to stick with Lattice. Johnny also on the rear of Scotty as well. Scotty pulls out wide. It looks like Johnny has got some pace in that Alpine. So Johnny already up to P2, Scotty down to P3, Alex P4, followed closely by Cam as well. Cherry in P6 as well. Mrs. Carl on the harder compound of tyres, sticking to the rear of Ares. So Frenzy and GCC are in the pits. Let's get back on. Scotty running a little bit wide there. Currently at the moment trying to fend off Alex, Lattice and Johnny. Slowly pulling a little bit of a gap to Scotty. But he's still intent within. Scotty, Krong and Cam are pretty much close together. Lattice though maintaining the lead of the race. DRS will be enabled this lap. Mrs. Cole and Ares are still battling it out as well. Lattice, that's the fastest lap of the race. Is Mrs. Cole going to make a move going down straight into turn 1. Mrs. Cole gets the move done just before turn 1, so great overtake move by Mrs. Cole there on Ares. Brilliant camera view as well to see that move being done. Let's go back up to the top quickly then. Johnny still hunting down Lattice in P1. Scotty at the moment also as well, trying to maintain the distance between the top 2 as we come through. Cherry still just see Cam. Mrs. Carl doing exceptionally well on those harder compound of tyres. Scotty, Lattice and Johnny still there together. It looks like Cam's that little bit closer to Alex, so we are going to see Fuller. Freddie, hello mate. What a great start you had there, mate, at the start. Cam looking to make a move on Alex going into turn one. Both drivers still wheel to wheel in turn one. Who's gonna be? It looks like Alex does get that. Oh, Cam picks himself up a 3-second penalty there as well. Frenzy sets the fastest lap of the race. Johnny and Elias are still within reach of each other. Krong and Alex and Cam are pretty still close together as well. Mrs. Cole on those harder compound of tyres. Closing in now on Cherry. So again, top four. Ruffles. Oh, it's Johnny. I thought Johnny was looking to make a move there then on Lattice, but doesn't. But does get that a little bit closer. Alex again closing in on Scotty as well. Cam losing a little bit of time to Alex and Scotty. Not too much. Mrs. Cole also closing up on Cherry as well. So we'll be looking at that, waiting for a move there on that between Mrs. Cole and Cherry. So we'll keep an eye on that as well as we go through with lap 5. Johnny and Lattice pretty much still that little bit closer together as well. The 3.7 second lead over Scotty. Alex out on the hunt, potentially waiting to make a move on Scotty. Is Johnny. Johnny is a little bit closer to Scotty, to Lattice. Can Alex now look to make a move on Scotty? Dives up to the inside of Scotty, up to P3 for Alex. Scotty down to P4. So can Scotty maintain and keep up the position? Missed that. Mrs. Cole and Cherry battling it out. Mrs. Cole's made an exceptional move there on Cherry. So Mrs. Cole up to P6 on those harder tyres. Scotty hot on the heels out now of Alex as well. Johnny is that little bit closer to Lattice as well. We've got Arez and Cherry switching over. Or was there a little mistake from Cherry? Maybe, do not know, but Mrs. Cole has pulled a little bit of a gap. Yellow flag in sector 1. Nothing really happening there, so let's have a look. Lattice has pulled. Cam picks up another 3-second time penalty. So that's 6 seconds for Cam. Scotty's got the DRS on Alex. Scotty's looking to go for a move. Is he going around the outside? Goes for a move. Wow, brilliant move there by Scotty. Up to P3 now. So Scotty and Alex are changing over positions at the moment. So we've currently got a fight for P3. Still got the fight between Lattice and Johnny as well. Alex again, hot on the heels of Scotty. Mrs. Cole doing seemingly pretty well on those harder compound tyres. But a battle still going off. There's a battle still going off between the top two up front. Kind of pulled away a little bit from Scotty and Alex. It looks like Johnny is that little bit closer. He's going to get the help with the DRS again as well. Is Johnny. Johnny's still close, but not close enough to make a move on Lattice yet. Alex was looking there again to opt to make a move for Scotty, but didn't want to jump yet. I think Johnny is just biding his time at the moment to opt to try and make a move on Lattice. We're on lap 8 of 10, and then we'll move into a feature race after this sprint race. But let's look. Alex still on the hunt on the back of Scotty. Mrs. Cole is slowly clawing that gap to Cam as well. There's still a lot more to do in the next race. Johnny is that little bit closer, moves out just to let Lash know that he's there. Alex looking again, doesn't opt to make a move yet, so he's still gonna stick on to Scotty for approximately 2 laps to go. Got this lap and the next lap. Johnny again is that little bit closer. Scotty and Alex, don't want to miss this. Thought Alex was going to make a move there on Scotty, but doesn't opt to make the move yet. So we'll see if it will happen. Coming towards the start and finish. Johnny again, still with Lashes closing in that gap. Still sticking around. Cherry, 3-second time penalty for Cherry. Let's quickly have a look at the battle at the moment between Scotty and Alex. Still a little bit closer. What about Johnny? Is Johnny any closer to Lattice to look to make a move final lap of the race? Gets a little bit closer. Scotty is going to stay on the inside. Alex going to look to go around the outside. Little bit of a love tap between Scotty and Alex. But look at this. Wow, exceptional driving between both drivers. Scotty defending really well there from Alex. Johnny and Lattice are still within touching distance that close. Scotty, 3-second time penalty. Oh, fair play to Scotty there. Fair play to Scotty there. Little love tap to Alex. Does spin Alex round. So I like to see in a fight there. So that allows Cam up to P2 or P3. Now it is going to be who's going to be the one to go over the line. Is it going to be Johnny? Is it going to be Lattice? Are we going to see a changeover? Johnny opts not to. Oh, Lattice finishes first. Johnny in second. Cam will come up to... Well, he'll drop down a few positions. Mrs. Carl up to P4. So great solid drive there by Mrs. Carl. Cam will drop to stay at P5. Ares will go into P6. Stewie, 5-second time penalty. Scotty P8, Frenzy P9, Stewie P10, and GCC will come over the line in P11. But absolute fantastic race by everybody. Between Lattice and Johnny as well. Great overtaking. Great drive. Scotty and Alex, great drive as well. Both of them driving. Mrs. Carl gets driver of the day, of course. Of course, she gets the driver of the day for, according to the game, driving the wrong way during qualifying. So, sprint race then. Now we'll go down to the main event. So, Lattice first, Johnny second, Alex third, Mrs. Carl fourth, Cam fifth, Ares sixth, Cherry seventh, Scotty eighth, Frenzy ninth, Stewie 10th, GCC 11th, and Freddie in the pits waiting for Stewie. But the top 8 will get changed around. Now, so Scotty will be in the lead, followed by Cherry, and so on and so forth. So then we are down to the main event. Let's see how things pan out this time round. We'll see how things go, see what tyre strats everybody chooses, and we will go from there. We'll see. Again, hopefully, another fantastic race going forward. We'll have a look, see how Lattice and Johnny will do coming from P7 and P8. Well, hold on. Okay, I thought it would have changed round, but it didn't. I thought it usually would have done. But anyway, let's continue on. Let's get some details up quickly, so let's have a look then. Hard tyres for Lattice, mediums for Johnny, hards for Alex, Mrs. Carl, Cam. Ares is on the softs. Cherry, Scotty, Frenzy, Stu on the mediums, and then GCC, GGC, and Freddie are on the hards as well. So, again, we start again. Great drive, obviously by Mrs. Carl. Coming from the back to finish P4. So what an exceptional drive there. So we'll see how it all pans out now, and we'll see what goes off. I'm looking for a very exciting race to go ahead. So we will see what happens. We'll see if there's going to be, if there will be any change for strategies. We'll see. We will see. Alex got disqualified for going over his pit stop. GGC also as well. So here we go again then. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights are out. And we are underway, and it looks like Johnny got a better start than Lattice as well. Johnny up the inside of Lattice. So Johnny up to P1. Alex P3. Scotty's made up 3 positions already, so great start by Scotty. Stewie's made up positions as well. So 4 positions for Stewie, 3 positions for Freddie as well. Everybody seems to have got off cleanly. Frenzy and Cherry are going at it at the back. Freddie's made a move on Arez, so Freddie's made another position. Arez is dropping down again. Oh, excuse me. GCC Cherry's also dropped down as well. Little bit of tangling going off at the back, but nothing major to script off. Lattice and Johnny already pulling a 1.2 second gap on Alex. Mrs. Carl on the heel, hot on the heels of Alex as well. She's also got Scotty on the move. Scotty's looking to make a move on Mrs. Carl already. Scotty up to P4. Yes, so a good, great overtake move there by Scotty. Stewie's looking to potentially make a look and make a move as well on Mrs. Carl. Gets the move done on Mrs. Carl, so Stewie up to P5. Cam and Freddie pretty close together as well. Freddie's gonna wait. Hopefully didn't pick up no damage, which he doesn't. So again, it looks like Johnny and Lattice are going at it. Scotty, Stewie are going at it as well. Mrs. Carl is also in the mix too. So these 4 seemingly battling it out straight away. Mrs. Carl picks up herself a first 3-second time penalty. Mrs. Carl, a little love tap from Stewie on Scotty. Scotty will be looking to hunt down Alex. Stewie up to P3 already. So up 7 places already for Stewie. So a lot of fighting and battling going off at the back. Lattice and Johnny have just kind of disappeared from the rest of the pack. So we'll keep our eyes. We'll still keep our eyes on if anything changes between between Lattice and Johnny. Oh, a little bit of a jump and a lag there, but everybody is seemingly to from the top 4 down to P12 are all seemingly close together. Stewie there running a little bit wide, but Stewie at the moment is the main lead of the Stewie Ops to go into the pits to maybe change their tyres. We will see. So this will potentially now open up the pack. So we've got Freddie and there might be a little lag spike, but not much. So Frenzy's down a position from Cam and Freddie. Mrs. Carl sticking with Scotty and Alex as well. Scotty already looking to get a little bit closer. Like still on the heels of Johnny as well. Got a battle with Freddie, Cam, Frenzy. Arez Cherry will be picking that up. Frenzy is a little bit closer to Cam. Looking maybe to opt to make a move. Mrs. Cole still keeping Scotty and Alex on toes. GGC picks up a 3-second time penalty. Lattice is a little bit closer with the assist of DRS. So we have a new leader now in the race, which is Lattice. So this will be looking feisty. Alex and Scotty battling it out. So Scotty up to P3, Alex to P4 with Mrs. Carl closely following behind. Frenzy does have Freddie, Cam, Arez and Cherry with them as well. Cherry, and Cherry's also there as well. GGC is closely following up. Freddie picks himself up a 3-second time penalty as well. Yeah, battles happening all over here. Johnny and Lattice 6/10 of each other. So it's close up at the top. What a view, what a camera view. Ooh. So let's have a look just at the back then. See how things are going. Things are looking pretty close. At the back, Alex picks himself up a 3-second time penalty there as well. Johnny edging closer to Lattice, goes around the outside. Lattice defends on the inside, but Johnny gets the move done. Alex gets a move done on Scotty there, but Lattice is not letting Johnny go at the moment. Johnny does keep that position for the time being, so we'll keep an eye on that. Alex and Scotty are still going. Alex is looking to try and build the gap. Lattice is a little bit closer to Johnny again. So got a nice battle going off up at the top. Mrs. Carl still hot on the heels of Scotty as well. Cherry looks like to be on the back of Arez as well, so we'll keep this battle looking pretty good at the moment. Let's go quickly jump back up to the top. Is Lattice going to be looking to make a move on Johnny again going into turn 1? Frenzy picks himself up a 3-second time penalty as well. Lattice is a little bit closer, moves to the inside of Johnny to turn 1, gets the move done there. Scotty looking to make a move on Alex looking to come up on the inside. Scotty gets that move done, so great move there by Scotty. Absolutely exceptional battle going off here between Scotty and Alex. Mrs. Carl is just waiting to see if there's going to be any mistake from these two drivers so she can make the pounce as well. With that, it is bringing the other pack behind them, coming in pretty smoothly and pretty quick. Johnny and Lattice again still keeping up with the battle. A little bit of time lost there from Johnny, but not too much. Again, Mrs. Carl running top, running P5. Now, are we going to see Alex again try and make a move for Scotty, or is he close enough to maybe up to pounce? He's close, but not opting to make the pounce yet. Mrs. Carl's also getting that little bit closer as well to Alex and Scotty as well. Cherry behind Cam, Arez behind GGC, so that's going to be looking a little bit tasty. Little ride on board with Mrs. Carl still keeping in tow with Alex and Scotty. Lice at the moment keeping the gap for half a second to Johnny. Gap's kind of closing for is Mrs. Carl still within. DRS doesn't get the DRS from Alex. Alex has got the DRS on Scotty. Arez opts to pit. I think he was on the soft tyres, yes. Johnny's got that a little bit closer to Lice as well. Frenzy caught up with Mrs. Carl, so we could be seeing another battle going on here between Frenzy and Mrs. Carl. Cherry's a little bit closer to Cam, so we'll hopefully be able to get into the DRS as well. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. Stewie's had a little bit of a spin, but manages to get himself going again. So let's go back. So Mrs. Carl's managed to claw that gap back again to Scotty, and Alex does get the assist of DRS. Frenzy also gets the assist with DRS as well. So another, we've got a 4-way battle pretty much coming up as we go along. Johnny and Lattice out in front, having the battle of their own, but we'll still keep an eye on that. Cherry, by the looks of it on the map, is getting that little bit closer again. is that Sky picks himself up another. I think that's the first penalty. So yeah, penalties coming in thick and fast at the moment. Does allow Alex to get a little bit closer. Cam picks himself up a 3-second time penalty as well. So does allow Cherry a little bit. Cherry picks herself up a 3-second time penalty there as well. So penalties slowly coming in. Mrs. Cole is close to Alex. Alex opts to go down. Mrs. Cole, look, Mrs. Cole follows Alex. Great move by Mrs. Cole there. Follows Alex through, so Mrs. Cole up to P4. Scotty comes back though. Oh, a little bit of nudge. A little bit of a friendly love tap there between Scotty and Mrs. Cole. So Mrs. Cole drops down 2 positions. Frenzy runs a little bit wide there. Mrs. Cole does move up though. Back up to P5 for Mrs. Cole. Scotty still within DRS range of Alex as well. Frenzy is also close there as well. Top 2. Oh, Johnny picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. So Johnny now pits. Oh, Mrs. Cole picks one up. Opts to go in the pits there as well. Scotty's also in the pits too. So now this will change round for the time being. Hard tyres for Scotty. Mediums for Mrs. Cole. Johnny's out on the hards as well. And we've got Cam and Cherry battling it out at the moment as well. So this battle is going to be hotting up pretty quick. Freddie gets Mrs. I think just gets Mrs. Cole out on the pits. Johnny already motoring on those harder compound of tyres. GGC is can see the battle is within the battle. Cam's looking to try and make a move for Cherry. Cherry jumps into the pits. So this will bring GCC in with the help of DRS. Johnny will be making a move in a few laps or two on these two. Johnny, Freddie and Mrs. Cole move up with Cherry in the pits. Arez just coming down pit straight now. Cherry just beats Arez out of the pits. Johnny is already past. GGC now has the momentum to make a move on Cam. Goes round the outside up to P4 for Johnny. So, oh, that was close from Frenzy there, nearly slowing down. So, another few changes will be happening. Mrs. Cole, DRS wide open. Is that a little bit closer to Freddie as well? But Johnny, we'll see how things go at the moment. Mrs. Cole on the medium tyres. Slowly closing in on Freddie, so we'll keep an eye on this battle. Life still continues on. Alex picks himself up in a 3-second time penalty as well. Johnny absolutely motoring. Freddie picks himself up a 3-second time penalty too. Both the Mercedes drivers are changing positions as well. GCC is in the pits. 3-second time penalty for Lattice. Mrs. Carl, without me looking or seeing, has made a move on Freddie. So up to P5 for Mrs. Carl. Chasing down the Aston Martin of Scotty. So we could see a battle, a big battle mixing up at the moment. Cam on the rear of Cherry. We've got a battle going on between Stewie and GGC. So that's a little battle, tasty battle we're seeing. Still seeing the battle between Freddie, Scotty and Mrs. Carl. So Johnny manages to pip Lattice in the pits. So this will bring up Mrs. Carl's made a move. Mrs. Carl up to P3. So Mrs. Carl now up to P3. Let's have a quick We'll see what happens. Anything else can change. Frenzy on the rear of Alex as well. Obviously Alex did come into the pits. But at the moment, Mrs. Carl controlling the gap between herself, Scotty and Freddie at the moment. We've got a battle going off at the back here between GGC, Stewie and Arez. This looks to be a little bit of a tasty battle between these three drivers. Alex picks himself up another 3-second time penalty. So what battle we've got going on here for effectively P10. But we'll see. Frenzy is in the pits. And Frenzy pops out. Sorry, GCC pops out. Stewie pops out. Well, who's going to get the better? I think it's GCC's going to get the better of that. So GCC up to P9. Still closely followed by Stewie. Let's see how the gap's going at the moment. There's still eight temps between Mrs. Carl and Scotty. Lattice 3.7 from Johnny. But that gap, I'm sure that gap will come down pretty quick. So we've still got the battle with Scotty and Mrs. Carl. Scotty's still within DRS range as well. Fastest lap of the race for Lattice for the 1:24.4. So it looks like, oh dear. So again, Scotty and Mrs. Carl is currently trying to, Scotty. No, that shouldn't be a penalty. Scotty got a little bit of snap of oversteer or understeer there. That shouldn't have been a penalty for me. Franzi picks himself up a penalty as well. Stewie making moves. Ooh. What happened to Cherry there? Not sure what happened to Cherry there, but Cherry loses 2 places. Another penalty for Cam. Freddie opts to go in the pits. And is in for a set of, okay, 10 laps on a set of softs. Could be done. We'll see, but Mrs. Carl has managed to potentially get the DRS window out for Scotty. Frenzy sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:24.3. Lattice has crawled that gap to Johnny. So are we looking to maybe have a taste of a battle between Johnny and Lattice? Look at that, Lattice is already on the rear of Johnny, up to P1 for Lattice. So these two potentially are going to be battling it out till the end. GGC, another penalty there for GGC. Scotty's got that a little bit closer to Mrs. Carl as well. So top 4 have slightly pulled away. GCC on the rear of Stewie. A-Rez is in the pits for a new set of tyres. And as we see, not much separating the top 2. A nice little control drive for Scotty and Mrs. Carl. So here's Johnny. Johnny stayed where he is for the time being. Is Scotty. Scotty's still a little bit closer as well. GCC with a bit of DRS help as Freddie sets the fastest lap with a 123.7. So Freddie's hotting up those soft tyres. Maybe potentially looking at another 2 positions in the closing stages. Scotty again, still on the heels of Mrs. Carl. Johnny's the same with Lattice as well. Let's just go back down to the bottom. Freddie, sorry, is that a little bit closer. Looks like Scotty's got a little bit closer to Mrs. Carl as well. Mrs. Carl opts to go defensive slightly. So that does bring Scotty closer. Let's have a look at this. Is Freddie going to make a move on GGC? DRS open. ARS picks himself up a penalty as well. So that I don't think I've ever seen that before. I might have done, but I don't know. But penalties all down the board. I think I've seen it before. But anyway, back to the racing. Freddie has already made a position up on GCC. Makes a move up on Stewie as well. So up we go. 3-second penalty for Freddie. So Johnny's in the pits. Soft tyres maybe. Scotty's got the DRS. So yeah. And I think Johnny is actually going to come out in front of Cam and Freddie and everybody else. Got a yellow flag in sector 3. Friends has had a little bit of a spin. So again, let's have a little look. So there might be a few changes, we'll see. But Scotty again is on the rear of Mr. Carl. Will, as he gets to the DRS line, hopefully, potentially might make a move down the main straight. Oh, penalty for Johnny. So this will bring let's see where it's going to bring Mrs. Carl. Is she going to be out in? She's just going to catch the back of this barrel that's going off. So set us up tyres then for Mrs. Carl. Freddie, that little bit closer to Cam as well. Stewie's also there. GGC's there as well. So Mrs. Carl's gonna be storming on these last few laps with those softer compound of tyres. Frenzy picks himself up a 3-second time penalty as well. So this is the race is looking pretty okay. I mean, like I say, a lot seems weird. Oh, Cam picks himself up another penalty. Seems weird. Johnny sets the fastest lap of the race. So, anybody else? Is Stewie making a move on Cam, or is Cam making a move on Stewie? Stewie's making the move and keeps that position, so P5 for Stewie. There you see Mrs. Carl closing in on this pack. Johnny closing in on Scotty as well. Yes, it is different tyre, but we'll see how things go. Mrs. Carl's already made a move on Cam and GGC, so she's going to be looking to get to the top 4. Johnny's made the move on Scotty, so let's go. Mrs. Carl, we're missing this. She's made another move as well on Stewie, so up to P5 for Mrs. Carl, but she's wanting a P4 finish. Cherry and Cam also fighting as well. Old Cam's into the pits. Stewie has left the session. I don't know if I'm able to send him an invite. We'll see. Let's see if we can get him back in. Mrs. Carl's got the move done on Freddie. So P4 for Mrs. Carl. And now it's just going to go down to the last couple of laps that we have remaining. Mrs. Carl's going to be looking to pull a gap to Freddie. Cherry is in the pits. So is Frenzy. Stewie is in the pits as well. Is he back in his car. Stewie has joined, so invite did work for him. So hopefully he is back in his car. Mrs. Cole has pulled a 2-second lead, or just under a 2-second lead on Freddie. GGC, another 3-second time penalty there. Are we going to see anything change? Is the gap going to close between Scotty and Mrs. Cole? We'll have to wait and see. Freddie's kind of still there. A yellow flag in sectors. Who is that? That's Johnny! Johnny has run out of fuel! No! Johnny has run out of fuel! Oh, Johnny. Poor Johnny. Oh, well, that's really unfortunate for Johnny. Did you under fuel too much? Has he under fueled? Oh, Scotty runs wide. Scotty's got a puncher. No! Oh no! Scotty's gonna have to do a Lewis Hamilton. Oh no! We've got Freddie. Mrs. Cole's. No! Mrs. Cole is out of fuel as well. Oh! I said anything could happen. Who's on the... Oh, Lattice is donutting. So we'll give you that, mate. Oh, we've got... No, we've got Johnny that's run out of fuel. We've got Scotty doing a Lewis Hamilton. Mrs. Cole is out of fuel, but can she make it to the finish line before GGC? Oh no! Oh, that is so unfortunate. Mrs. Cole makes it to the line. GGC does. Scotty. Oh, what scenes for the finale. What scenes. What absolute scenes. Absolute scenes that was. This has got to be probably one of, out of every other race, one of the best, probably one of the best races to happen. But what scenes? But absolute big congratulations to Mrs. Cole getting a podium on the final race of the season. So, Lattice first, Mrs. Cole second, Freddie third. Or did it change? I don't know. Cam fourth, Cherry fifth, GCC sixth. No, reading it wrong. Here we go. So, yeah, Lattice first, Freddie second, Mrs. Cole third, GCC fourth, Cherry fifth, Cam Rudder sixth, Scotty seventh, Stewie eighth, Ayers ninth, Frenzy 10th, Johnny underfueled, I think. Anyway, so yeah, that was the final race of RPR. I hope you enjoyed the stream and the comms. Hopefully, until next time, I'll be back. We'll see what happens, see how things go. But until next time, guys, thank you for everybody watching. Thank you for having me as your commentator in RPR. Scotty, Lattice, I appreciate you having me as well as your commentator. Hopefully, next season, you'll have me again. But I did really enjoy that. So again, guys, thank you very, very much. But as I said, guys, this has been RPR. I've been your commentator, RPR, and until next time, I'll see you again soon.